Good evening, race fans, and welcome to RRTV's live coverage of Australian Speedway League Championship, brought to you tonight by Down Under Graphics. So at the moment, we are watching our street stocks on track. Tonight, joining me in the booth will be Bailey Hall. Good evening, Bailey.
Good evening, Sean, and good evening, race fans from all over the world, Australia. We hope you guys are enjoying your night, and hopefully we can make it even better tonight. Again, we've got 3 series on the board for tonight, and well, Sean, it's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, the Australian Speedway League Championship becoming one of the pinnacles of the Speedway at the moment because of its unique format. So, as most of our regular fans know, we'll explain it for our new viewers. This is the first of 3 divisions tonight. So we start off with our street stocks. We then move into our dirt midgets, followed by our premier event, the 410 sprint cars. So join us for a great night of dirt racing, plenty to come.
That's for sure, Sean. And well, we can't forget Lanier National Speedway here tonight. We're on the dirt format for it, Sean. So, well, it's going to be a tight and tricky track, a bit different to USA where we saw an amazing night of racing last week. And the shorter straights, a bit bigger of the corners, should definitely show some good racing.
Yeah, the corners here at Lanier a little bit more open, a little bit more of a flowing racetrack, so we're not going to see that really big speed down into the corners. So looking for a lot of fender rubbing tonight, probably because of the smaller track circumference. So we should be looking at a great night's racing. So just going through the format here tonight, like most of our dirt events, we will be running heats followed by finals. So currently on the track, everybody is getting 15 minutes of hot laps. Then we will move into our time trials, which will consist of 3 laps. From the time trials, that then sets our heat order. We will have 3 heats, each consisting of 8 laps. And from each of those heats, we will take our top 5 drivers. The people that don't make that top 5 will go into our consolation final, and then that will transfer into our 30-lap A main event here tonight.
Yeah, it's a very unique format, and the Australian Speedway League do an amazing job of showing this one for us tonight. And well, about 5 minutes left of hot lapping, and the times on the tables are pretty quick out there. Sean, you got Ryan Gorton out there, 16.449. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, just getting a feel for this track probably still too. The track looks amazing tonight. It's definitely going to be very quick at the start of the night. Just looking at the temperature now at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. We're expecting this track to blow off pretty quickly, and see that black slick line develop here early in the night.
It sure will be, and as the track goes on, that slick line, as you said, Sean, that will play a massive factor into it. You can see it starting to slicken off in the corners at the moment in practice, but later on the night, the track could slicken out too. They're up on the wall running these cars, and it will definitely become a very good driving of who handles the car the best.
Yeah, no doubt. Once we get a cushion formed on that high line, I'm sure we'll see most people heading up there and putting that right rear in the cushion. So just while we're watching qualifying, we've got 4 minutes left, we might go through our championship points. So it's looking nice and tight in the championship here, some real consistent runners. So we start off in first position. Currently, Brett Wheeler is our championship leader on 692 points. In second position, Mr. Consistent. We're always talking about him every week, always finishing up there, and now showing it in the points. Gavin Sadler on 672 points. Third position is John Schultz. Zach Masters, some early success in this series. We've seen him struggle in the last couple of events, but he's managed to hold on to 4th position in the championship, only 28 points behind the leader. So look for him to have a good run here tonight and move up that championship ladder. 5th position, we have Nathan Clark. 6th, Shane Davies. 7th, Troy Smith. George Fullerton in 8th. 9th is your quick time at the moment, Ryan Gorton. And 10th is Daniel Gow.
Yeah, very tight field for the championship points, and they will be trying to stack up those points for tonight, and you'll see there's still a fair few drivers out there, and well, Brett Wheeler, he's sitting about 5th at the moment. He's doing very well in the points at the moment there, Sean.
Yeah, Brett, with the 3 wins, currently the most out of anybody in this category, so he's definitely the man to chase. Even when he has a bad start to the night, like we saw last week, we still see him get up there. So obviously, Brett Wheeler did take the win last week, and we expect him to have another good show here again. So definitely the man to watch and the man everyone's trying to beat at the moment.
Saying that, Zach Masters also, he's shown a lot of performance in the last couple of weeks. He's up there and about, just hasn't been able to put it on the board correctly.
Yeah, struggled a little bit with crashes last week. Didn't finish in the top 5, so that would be disappointing, definitely for him. But as we have a look at the practice times now, he has got himself up there. He's sitting in 2nd position on a 16.456. So definitely mixing it now with the fast guys tonight.
Yeah, just only about 7 thousandths of a second off Ryan Gordon. As we said, the track does slicken off, so they do have to run a bit higher. It's about getting the momentum around the top of the track here. You know, a lot of brake work goes into getting these cars around the track and ensuring you keep them straight. But saying that, anything can happen if the track slickens off correctly. This can become a 2-lane track where, well, we see a consistent racing track.
Yeah, hoping to see 2 lines here because the low line is that little bit quicker than going around the whole outside of the track. Expect to see that inside line work just as well up until they can really start getting some drive off that cushion up near the wall. As we can see, and just watching Mitchell Weil at the moment running low, trying to see what that low line's doing. Tries to go to the middle now. So everybody at the moment in these hot laps just fishing around, seeing where the best grip is.
Yeah, well, I've been watching Brett Wheeler in the number 1 car. He's been running the cushions for the last, let's say 10 laps now, and he's getting really good drive off that one. In front of him at the moment, the 34 car of Daniel Page. He's sitting about 13th in practice at the moment. He's getting the middle of the track to the high side. He's trying to find the right groove for him. So, well, everyone's trying something different there at the moment, Sean. Well, qualifying will definitely show a different factor. We'll see where those cars want to go, make sure they're getting the quickest way around the track so they're not losing too much time by running high where the grip might be at the moment.
Yeah, definitely in Brett Wheeler's interest to get that top line in as quickly as possible. We know he can run up there and we know he dominates up there, so he'll be looking for that high line to come in as quickly as possible.
Yeah, as we say that, practice will come to an end. Our hot lap sessions have now finished. We'll now head into qualifying. They'll get 3 laps on the board as we'll get a hold of our first one out, the 25 car. Nathan Clark was first out of pits. He's in that 25 car. See what he's got in board for us. A nice run off the corner there. He'll enter lap number 1 here, Sean. As he gets on the slick line a little bit. May affect his drive. Not quite sure how it will go. We'll watch and finish this lap. Number 3 and 4.
You saw him just drive up to the wall there, so it looks like he's getting a nice arc. Takes that wall up to the top, brings it down to the inside wall, and then lets the car flow back out to that outside wall. Let's see how he can do on this lap.
Getting a really nice run off that corner there. The track's superbly coming out. Nate's second lap, he goes quick time so far. He's got a 16.641 on the board, and that's pretty quick out there at the moment. Last lap comes off the corner once more. Can he go quicker? No, he cannot. We'll jump on board with another driver now. Dave Douglas in the number 10 car. He's currently in 4th position for qualifying there, Sean. He's coming off his line for lap 3. Got a bit squirmy.
Yeah, it looks like he'll probably end up aborting that lap and trying to do another lap in... It looks very slow at the moment, so I'm not sure if he's got problems with that car or not.
May have a little bit of damage, but meanwhile, we'll jump on board the 95 car of Zach Masters. See what he can do. He's currently on his first lap. He's just going to send it according to his car skin. Coming in the 3 and 4 out of 4. See what he's got on board. Can he go to the top of the time charts? Puts down a 16.563. We've got a new quick time.
Definitely making a statement with that time, 16.562. Next close to 16.40, so nearly a full 10th quicker. Comes up to the wall, gets a drive out of the corner. Can his second lap be any quicker?
Very, very slow compared to his first lap. 7 tenths the difference. Still to qualify, Brett Wheeler, Daniel Vassell, George Fullerton and Ryan Gorton. They're all starting to head out the track now. We'll see what he's got on board for the third lap. He goes quicker again, 16.547. We'll jump on board now with the 97 car, Daniel Vassell. He's shown some speed over the last few weeks also, lap number 1. Turn 3 and 4, tries to get the car arcing beautifully. Gets it on the low line cushion, as you call it. There's about 2 cushions happening at the moment, one in the middle of the track. First lap, he goes 11th quick with a 16.882.
Ryan Gorton, quick time, 16.448, takes that first spot away from Zach Masters. Great lap there by Ryan Gorton.
Meanwhile, out on track, the man to watch, Brett Wheeler. He's out there on his first lap at the moment, crosses the line. Where will he sit? After lap number 1, 4th quick, Sean, 16.652.
Yeah, we see Brett running that high line, so it's going to be interesting to see if this pays off in time trials or not. 16.62 for Brett, so he's going to have to try and find something here. He switches down to the bottom through 3 and 4, see if he can get that drive off turn 4 and put himself a little bit higher. Second lap, a little bit slower, 17.8. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to match that time of Ryan Gorton, currently 16.448.
Cannot go quicker. 16.738. Last person to qualify, George Fullerton. He's out on track at the moment. He's on lap number 3 at the moment.
Currently sitting in 12th.
Puts it into 3 and 4. Ops out on top of the slick line. Brings it off 3 and 4 for his last lap. What can he do in the 500 machine? Can he go quicker? He can. 8th quick. Well, that will bring the end of qualifying, Sean.
Brett Wheeler still on track, but he's going to run out of time as we move out of time trials. We will gather our thoughts here. Ryan Gorton in first position. Second place is Zach Masters. Third place, Nathan Clark. Fourth place, Brett Wheeler. Fifth place, Shane Davies. So great top 5 there. Great time trial session, Bailey.
Yeah, really quick laps out there at the moment, and well, the track's shaping into be an awesome track. Gonna be a great night of racing, as the track is going to slicken off on the low side, as we saw it happening in qualifying. It's slicking off very quick, and well, we're gonna head into heat race number 1 now. We'll see 9 cars take the grid for heat number 1. 8 cars will take the grid for heat number 2. Reminding you once again, 8 lap features, 5 cars will go to the main straight away, while the other one, any car that doesn't make it, will go to the consolidation.
Just to wrap up with heats as well, we will drop our third heat, so just the 2 heats tonight. Let's roll through heat number 1 of your Down Under Graphics Street Stock Series. First position is Ryan Gorton. The second position, Nathan Clark. Third position will be Shane Davies. Fourth position will be Chris Grove. Fifth position will be Dave Douglas. Sixth position will be Gavin Sadler. Seventh position, Danny Vassell. Eighth position, Troy Smith. Ninth position, James Robbie.
Well, James Robbie in the 41 car, he did not qualify. He come into the server a bit later on, didn't have enough time to get out on track. Well, he was lucky enough just to make it on track in time. The pace car lights will go off. Remembering these pacing laps are very quick around here. Pace track likes to move it. As we'll get ready to send them green. For the first time of the night, it's all yours, Sean.
Ryan Gotten leads them away as we go green. Great start on the outside by the 52 car as he tries to go around the middle of the track. Ryan Gorton still on the inside. They'll go side by side down the back straight into turn number 3. Nathan Clark in second. Shane Davies looking up on the inside. Can he make a move on Nathan Clark?
Looks to go on the inside, 3 wide, a bit further back, a bit squirmy down the back. Gavin Sadler now pushing back through the field in the 71 car. 6th position at the moment, he's trying to push his way up. Bit further up the pack now. They're flying at the moment. Daniel Vassell, 2 wide into the corner. Troy Smith on the outside. The 19 car's a bit under Fred at the moment. Now, still, Troy Smith on the outside trying to make it work. Low as he can go. Goes the 97 car, Daniel Vassell.
Danny Vassell here to race tonight. Gets past the 13 car of Troy Smith and takes that 4th position. So he's definitely looking quick in this street stock, because this will be the first time that we've seen him this series in the street stock, normally running our midgets and sprint car series.
Meanwhile, back up front, Ryan Gorton's got himself about 6/10 to the lead. 3 car links at the moment over Nathan Clark, Shane Davies, Daniel Vassell. Then followed by 13 of Troy Smith. We're on lap number 5, heading into lap number 6 of our 8 lap heat. The 25 car of Nathan Clark trying to make something happen at the moment on the outside. Can't get enough run off the corner. Ryan Gorton's just said, I'm out of here.
We can see that low line still is the quick line. Troy Smith trying to get a run back around Danny Vassell, but can't do it. Tries to cross over to the inside, but Danny Vassell shuts that door and running a great low line at the moment, holding 4th position. Gavin Sadler looking to move up to that vital 5th position transfer spot and take that away from Troy Smith.
Last lap now, Ryan Gorton in the 888 car still out in front. Turns into 3 and 4, doesn't want to mix it up now. Ryan Gorton crosses the line of heat race number 1 of the race graphics, and it's a win.
Great run by Ryan Gorton there. So this track, definitely the low line, still the quickest at the moment. So once they burn that off, look for them to start moving high. But Ryan Gorton, your flag to flag winner in that heat.
Beautiful heat race. We'll head over the results now for you.
Ryan Gorton in 1st position for this heat number 1. Position number 2 was Nathan Clark. Shane Davies in 3rd position. Danny Vassell in 4th, and Troy Smith making your transfer spot. As we see the cars for heat number 2 starting to grid up now.
We'll head over your heat race number 2 grid while these guys get underway. Zach Masters will come out of P number 1 with Brett Wheeler. Lockie Smith will come out of that 2nd row with George Fullerton on his outsiders. Awesome qualifying for him. 5th position, John Schultz with Mitchell Wiley out of 6. Daniel Page out of 7th and Rick Burt out of 8. We're here for heat race number 2.
I want to thank the sponsors for this. Obviously, Down Under Graphics joining for the whole series for the street stocks. So it's good to see the companies getting behind this, and it's great to see the drivers coming out every week and putting on such a great show. We currently have Zach Masters and Brett Wheeler on the front row, so this is shaping up to be a massive heat.
Well, this has been the rivalry for the previous few weeks at the moment. The front 2 row. This will put on a show. Brett Wheeler on the outside. He's been trying to get them working all night. Sean will take it away for heat race number 2.
Green flag as Zach tries to get the jump on Brett. We know he's going to have the inside, so he's definitely going to get the drive, but watch Brett try to get down low, nice and close to that inside wall. Zach gets a good drive off of 2 and will be your race leader going into turn 3. Lachlan Smith in that 3rd position with everybody looking to come past. 500 of George Fullerton spins coming off of turn 4.
Not the start he wanted there, but at a bit further back at the moment, Mitchell Wiley, Daniel Page get together. Wow, that could have ended badly for both of them. They keep it together at the moment. The 911 car, Lockie Smith back up in front. Now he's trying to get on the back of Brett Wheeler. They try to push forward up through the back, gets it a bit squirmy off the corner. Just skims the wall now. Brett Wheeler trying to get hold of that car and get a bit of a rhythm happening at the moment because Zach Masters, he said, I'm out of here. About 3 or 4 car lengths over him. The track starts to slicking up on the low side. We're on the lap number 4.
Real estate's so important at the start of the race, trying to get that car down onto the low line, and we saw a lot of rubbing and nudging there. Like I said, George spinning, and then we were getting some fender rubbing, so everybody knows that that low line is the quick line after watching Heat 1, and everybody wanted that low line early.
Keeps it going, nice momentum happening at the moment. George Fullerton's been able to get himself back up in the 7th position now. He's just past Mitchell Wiley, but he's got Rick Burt now the pass on the outside. We head into lap number 7, 2 to run.
Commanding lead now via Zach Masters, doing a great job out front, especially with Brett behind him. That would definitely put pressure on anyone, but he is handling it beautifully, putting that car in nice and low, just letting it flow up to the wall. Momentum in these street stocks is everything, and Zach is showing the way at the moment.
White flag goes down. We've got 2 corners to run. As Zach Masters will take it nice and cleanly out of turn 3 and 4 and take heat number 2.
Great drive there from Zach for your 2nd heat of the Down Under Graphics Street Stock Series here for Australian Speedway League Championship night. We'll just let everybody cross the line before we give you the final standings for that heat. And word is we will be moving directly into the A main, so there won't be a consolidation. So your heat number 2 was Zach Masters in 1st position, 2nd Brett Wheeler, 3rd Lachlan Smith, John Schultz in 4th, Daniel Page in 5th, 6th position was Rick Burt. George Fullerton, after that spin, kept it going and finished in 7th, and 8th position was Mitchell Weil.
Great race for heat race number 2. We'll head over your feature race, the A main for the street stocks, the Down Under Graphics. And well, it's a cracker of a field. 17 cars will take the grid. All our cars from the heat race will head over that one now. Out of rate P number 1 will be Ryan Gorton. Zach Masters will start on his outside. 3 will be Nathan Clark. Brett Wheeler out of 4. Shane Davies out of 5. Lachlan Smith out of 6. Out of 7th will be Daniel Vassar, with 8th being John Schultz. Troy Smith and Daniel Page will make up your 5th row. 6th row tonight. 11 of Gavin Sadler and Rick Burt. James Robbie out of 13 with George Fullerton on his outside. 15th, Chris Grove, Mitchell Wiley and Dave Douglas to round out your field. Sean, 30 laps on the board. Yellow flags are on. What are we expecting?
Looking at that front 2 rows, I'm expecting a thriller of a race. Quickly to put you on the spot, your pick for this feature.
Well, we'll have to go with the outside man, Zach Masters. I think he's just got enough on it to get it going. We'll see how they go. The front row, they blitzed away from the field. They were able to keep him intact as the pace car will come down the back straight for the final time for the Down Under Street Stocks. Well, they're both heading to 3 and 4. 2 wide up on the high side. The pace car will come in. Sean, take it away.
Ryan Gorton to lead you away. Zach Masters on the outside. Ryan Gorton will lead into turn 1. Brett looking around, trying to make it 3 wide. Thinks smartly of it, backs out. Just pulls in behind Zach Masters. As we see Zach run to the low line, try to get that run out of the corner on Ryan Gorton. He may have the inside run here. Ryan Gorton runs it in as we go yellow.
Yeah, pace car coming out, the 97 car of Daniel Vassell. Well, it looked like he just got mixed up with the pit wall then. We'll get a replay of that one for you very shortly.
As we said, Danny Vassell's first night here in the street stocks, just finding it a little bit of a handful trying to run in the field at the moment.
If you missed that replay, come out of turn number 4, got bumped by the 13 car, and Troy Smith just ruined his night, the front car of that one, unfortunately having a bit of problems. He was able to get that one refired and off again. Well, it looks like the 022 car, Rick Burt, he's calling it a night. First retiree of the night, and he'll pull that one down pit lane.
Yeah, the 220 of Rick Burt just pulling into the pit lane. Just looking at that replay, Bailey, it looked like Danny Vassell just got a little bit too sideways, washed off all that speed, and unfortunately the person behind him didn't have anywhere to go and just grabbed that left rear quarter panel and spun him around.
Very unfortunate for Daniel Vassell. The front row will lock themselves back up. Brett Will was able to get himself on the inside this time. As the pace car lights will come off, they'll re-grid up. The second time tonight. Sean, take us away.
Ryan Gorton gets a great run and pulls a car length on Zach Masters, but watch out for Brett Wheeler. We know he's going to be there. A single file coming out of turn number 2. Race leader currently Ryan Gorton, Zach Masters close behind. We have 2, 3 wide. Gavin Sadler making it 3 wide behind him for the 13 of Troy Smith.
James Robbie in all sorts of trouble, hit the inside wall multiple times, 1 and 2, sorry, heads through 3 and 4, then now the number 12 car, they get together, the 41 car of James Robbie goes to the inside. Can he get it going before we have to pull out the yellow?
We are still green, so that doesn't look like it's brought out the yellow. Now it has. He couldn't quite get it going as the leaders came around. So for your second time tonight, we are under caution.
Pace car will come on back out. James Robbie unable to get a hold of that one. We'll head back to a replay. We'll just able to grab that one as he focused on him at the time. Just get the call for when we're heading to replay. And we're heading into replay for you guys now. If we have a look at it, it looks like just like before, he lost a bit of speed coming off the corner. The number 12 car of Rick Burt, my mistake. Mitchell Wiley just got into the back of him, just happened to spin him around. Very unfortunate for him, as well, he had a fair bit of speed under the car. He was going around quite nicely. In the meantime, the number 97 car of Daniel Vassell, he has retired.
Mitchell Weil also retired, and looks like Lachlan Smith as well has retired. So a few retirees here early in the night. Lap 11 of 30, still a lot of racing to go.
We'll go to the line with 18 laps to run. The pace car lights are out. The cars are gridded back up once again. Not too many cars will go green, flagging 2 wide off the 3 and 4. Brett Wheeler gets up the nose of Zach Masters.
Again, everybody looking for that low line. No one wants to run any higher at the moment because they know they're going to lose a lot of momentum. So everyone just trying to run that low line. As we say that, Nathan Clark gets a little bit of a run around the outside of Brett Wheeler. So he's the first to go that little bit higher. Let's see if he can make the most of it.
Can he get around the outside, get the slingshot happening? We'll see what the outside's got to go. The inside still got so much more potential in it. 2 wide, a bit further back at the moment. John Schultz, Daniel Page, sending it down the front straight. The 78 car and the 34. Daniel Page almost gets into the back, loses quite a bit of momentum. Or in the background, James Robbie around again. Can he get the car back grouped again? It looks like he's going to get it going again on track. Will stay green. Lap 14 of 30.
Zach Masters in second, watching the back of Ryan Gorton. Doesn't have anything for him at the moment, but is he just sizing him up for that move in the final laps? don't count out Brett Wheeler either. He is still there, as well as Nathan Clark. Your top 4 extremely close.
Yeah, closely followed behind Shane Davies. He's having a great battle at the moment. Then John Schilt, he's battling on the inside. Troy Smith's trying to get this car under control. Can't seem to do much with it at the moment. Excuse me, Gavin Sadler now. Well, he's up in the 9th position at the moment. Not his night so far. He wants to get up into the front as quick as possible. Just can't get a grip on the car.
As they put a lap on James Robbie, just having a little bit of a struggle in this street stock. It's hard when you do jump into these cars, not having a lot of seat time, and we can see that now as he gets a lap put on him. Ryan Gorton doing a fantastic job out in front. Zach Masters closely following him. Definitely looks like a one. As we go back, Brett Wheeler makes a mistake, and Nathan Clark tries to capitalize on that.
Can he do it? Brett Wheeler gets a run off the corner. He'll just hold on to that position. That one looked dicey for a moment. It looked like that could have hurt Brett Wheeler quite a fair bit. James Robbie, he's lapped down, but he's tagging on the back of those guys at the moment. Bit of crisscross action from Brett Wheeler and Nathan Clark at the moment. Up in front, Zach Masters comes off the corner a bit weirdly. Well, he lost a lot of momentum. He looked up the inside of Ryan Gorton at the time. And, well, that's going to cost him another 2 car lengths. Now, still, we'll head back to the pack with Brett Wheeler at the moment. He's got the high side trying to work. Nathan Clark gets up the inside of him, won't get the run off the corner he wants. That's going to be quite costly for him at the moment. He needs to get the momentum in the car going.
Yeah, we've seen Brett Wheeler move up track a little bit now after he got loose through that slick, so he's just trying to get a little bit more drive out of that black area that we can see. It's working for him to pull away a little bit from Nathan Clark, but it doesn't look like he's closing the gap on Zach Masters at the moment.
You can see the track starting to slicken off quite a fair bit. We're on right number 24 of 30. We've got 6 to run on the board. Can Brett Wheeler get a bit of momentum happening in the car, or is it going to cost him? Zach Masters, my man to pick, still struggling to get a hold of that car at the moment. He's in second with Ryan Gorton in first. About to go a lap down to number 12 car.
Ryan Gorton does make that move on 12. 12 stays high, so great driving there. As we go under yellow, I think that would be the 12 car up into the wall as the leaders were near him, so that's brought out the caution, and we are currently on lap 25, so we are going to be in a dash for this checkered flag.
Yeah, the cars will grid back up. We'll head to a replay of Mitchell Wiley and what exactly happened to him there. Well, having a quick look at this one. Looks like he's gone high. Just couldn't get grip of the car. Possibly a driving axle broken or steering box. Could have been had a power steering failure. Not quite sure, but he'll head into pit lane. He requested a tow. So we'll head back out onto the leaders now. Ryan Gorton, Zach Masters, Brett Wheeler, Nathan Clark. 4 big names to make the big one.
Yeah, it was always a big first 2 rows, and sure enough, the same 4 are still there. Ryan Gorton, Zach Masters, Brett Wheeler, and Nathan Clark putting on a great show for us tonight. Some really great clean laps there, and some really long green flag laps.
8th car lights will come out. They'll re-grid. We've still got 10 cars out there, 11 cars out there at the moment. We'll see what they've got in store for us. Lap 29, we'll go green, white and checker.
Ryan Gorton with a great start, gets up and puts his butt in front of Zach Masters as Zach crosses back over, tries to get the run on the inside. Has Ryan left the door open here? Doesn't look like it's getting some nice drive up off of that slick now.
White flag comes out, 1 to run. Zach Masters on the inside. Along with that, Nathan Clark on the inside. 1 corner to go. 2 corners, 1.5 a lap. Zach Masters on the inside. Can he get it done over the line? It's going to be a photo finish. We'll head
Grandstand finish there.
We'll head upstairs to the big bosses to see who won that one. But have an initial look. Looks like Ryan Gorton just got it done.
official timing for that one at 0.082, so extremely close coming across that line. It was not very much in it at all, Bailey.
No, that was about a quarter of a tyre. That was very, very close there in the air. Well, the official results have come in, and we've got our final results for the street stocks, the Down Under graphic street stocks.
Your first position tonight is Ryan Gorton by a very slim margin over Zach Masters. Brett Wheeler was there for most of the race, but just couldn't get anything to happen with the track and finished in third position. Nathan Clark, great drive from him, in fourth. Shane Davies is in fifth position. Sixth position will be John Schultz. Troy Smith will finish in fourth position. Eighth position will be Daniel Page. Gavin Sadler in ninth position. 10th position, George Fullerton. Your non-classified drivers for tonight: James Robbie, Mitchell Weil, Chris Grove, Dave Douglas, Danny Vassell, Rick Burt, and Lachlan Smith. Some great driving there, Bailey. Surprised to see so many DNFs, actually, with so many green flag laps.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Those couple yellows cost a couple of drivers. Well, I'm in pit lane at the moment. I'm going to get a hold of Ryan Gorton very quickly for you guys. We'll get an interview with him. And, well, Ryan, what a race and what a win for you for the Down on the Street Stock graphics.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was a pretty good race tonight, especially those last two laps with Zach there. That was pretty tight.
Yeah, well, the whole race, he was biting away at you the whole time. You're able to just hold him off. How'd the track feel?
Yeah, it started slicking off a bit towards the end of the night. Moved up a little bit, but it was still quickest down low. There wasn't much of a cushion like normal.
Yeah, well, the top of the slick line, it seemed to work for you at times. You were able to get the run off the corner. Zach kept creeping up the inside at you multiple times for the race. Did you have any thoughts that, he might actually get you on the inside?
Yeah, I thought he had me on that last restart. I actually missed fourth gear off the restart, and I thought he was going to get under me there, but put on a bit of a show. It was a nice and tight finish anyway. Yeah,
holding the eyes, crossing the fingers, closing your eyes across the finish line. That one would have hurt you if you had unfortunately lost that one. But we're done in that one. We'll get a hold of someone else. Thank you very much, Ryan, for jumping in the commentary box. Before we let you go, would you like to thank any sponsors?
Yeah, just all the boys at Synergy Sim Racing, the Speedway Shop, and Trackstar sponsors. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Well, Sean, I hear you're down in the pit lane with Zach Masters.
Yeah, I do have Zach. Zach, great run tonight. Yeah, just thought you could try and get that inside to work, but it just didn't quite get the run out of that last corner. Some great side-by-side racing there at the end.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Unfortunately, just got a bit loose there in 3 and 4, and Ryan just picked me to the line, but that's good racing. I like that.
Yeah, 0.082, so absolutely fantastic for the fans out there tonight. You were here last week, obviously. How good was it to run some green flag laps tonight?
Oh, it was so much better to actually be able to race than roll around under caution, that's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. We saw that low line definitely working. Ryan Gorton went up there to after that on that last restart. We were watching Zach up high. You're Zach. We were watching Brett Wheeler up high trying to make that midline work. We noticed you didn't go there at all. Was that a plan, or do you just think it wasn't there?
I just couldn't feel anything there. I just kept into where I was because it was working for me.
That's definitely the way to go. It managed to hold on to second position, so great haul of points. We were just talking earlier in the night, about your championship position. Currently in fourth, so a second here tonight will bump you up a little bit. Just struggled a little bit in the last 2 rounds, though.
Yeah, it was unfortunate having a couple of DNFs in the last 3 rounds, but that's racing. Hopefully come back strong in the second half of the season.
Yeah, most definitely that is racing, but great to see you bounce back here tonight and a great finish. Are there any sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys for the good broadcast, Australian Speedway League for putting the show on, and my team, Race on Oz.
Thanks for your time to Zach tonight, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Cheers, mate.
I'm curious, Bailey. I think we might pull Brett down. I just want to have a quick talk to him and see how he went tonight. Brett Wheeler, good third position there tonight. It just didn't look like you had that car speed on Ryan and Zach.
We just struggled all night, but we were fairly consistent. So I mean, going off practice, those two guys, really set the benchmark. I think nearly 2/10 quicker than in there. So I just figured, tonight's all about points and just trying to gather the most amount of points we can and to come home third. So it's good.
Yeah, I've got to ask the tough question. Did you set that car up for the high line and did it not come in, or did you set the car up to run that bottom line?
I didn't really set it up to run anywhere. I mean, I felt comfortable up top. On those couple of those restarts, on the initial start. Sorry, I was starting on the outside, and I got a good run around Nathan. I figured, I'll keep this up, and who knows, I might catch a two in front, but. Those two guys, Gordon and Masters, they deserve to finish 1-2. They were setting the class of the field, but we're happy with third overall.
Yeah, definitely nothing to sneeze at that third position. So great drive tonight. Is there any sponsors you would like to thank?
I thank you guys at RRTV for putting on these broadcasts. Gav from Australian Speedway Leagues, all the admins that put in to run these nights. Joel from Down Under Graphics for sponsoring the series. Teammates at UW Motorsports. Colby's eye paint has done a phenomenal job on this paint skin. It's the first time I've actually run this new skin, so it's glad to bring it home in the podium. Colby's eye paint, Ultimate Dirt TV, and the guys at UW.
Yeah, the car definitely did look good tonight. So congratulations on that third place, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, guys.
There we have it, Brett Wheeler on his third position tonight. So he definitely looked happy with that. He sounded happy with that, Bailey. Not the car speed he wanted here tonight.
Yeah, very happy with the result. Make sure you guys check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/RRTV line for all the latest updates and upcoming broadcasts. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button down below so we can see your support towards us here at RRTV. We enjoy everything we can see. Well, meantime, guys, we're going to head over to an ad break at the moment. We'll get ourselves ready for the Dirt and Midgets, the race merch Dirt and Midgets, and we'll do it all again. So meantime, don't go away anywhere. Go grab a drink and we'll be back shortly.
Once again, photo finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMerrick at the
Welcome back to Australian Speedway League Championship Night, proudly brought to you by RRTV. We are live, and you may notice something different about the server. Currently, we are on tar, so looks like we've just had a little bit of a mix-up in setting up the servers. So we are just trying to find out what is happening with that. We are going to get a dirt session up. Obviously, the dirt midget's not so good on the tar. So Bailey, just waiting on that at the moment.
Yeah, very unfortunate. And the night will come to a bit of a hold for a moment. Don't go away any further. We'll get this one sorted out and we'll be back very soon. The track crew are currently out there working on it at the moment, getting that server back up for you guys so we can get back into the race perch midgets. But while we've got time, Sean, we should talk about what we're looking for. We're going to see a lot of speed from the midgets.
The speed at this track, being that it is so small, does make it look like they are very quick indeed. These corners and everything happens very quickly in these midgets, so going to be looking for some really good slide jobs, because the midgets do like these on their short tracks. Definitely more suited to the short tracks, the midget, than when we were at Knoxville and larger places like that. So definitely getting ready for some elbows out racing.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of slide jobs for sure, and a lot of quick cars along the straights. We'll see the run out of the corners. That will affect the cars and along the way they drive the cars. They've got to use a lot of brake again in these cars.
Yeah, definitely. The brake in the midget does help them turn. So being that the corners are that little bit sharper, the brake pedal is going to be your friend here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, we're going to head to another ad break. We're very sorry about this. Well, while we switch back over to the dirt server, it's come back up now for us. What we'll do is we'll head to another break. We'll be back very shortly to get underway and no longer finish this conversation about the dirt midgets, guys. Make sure you stick by us. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. So, an awesome job the track crew have done here. There is no more tarmac left on this track, and we have a dirt surface. Thank you for joining us for the Race Merch Midgets here tonight for your Australian Speedway League Championship. You are watching RRTV, and joining me in the booth for this series again is Bailey. Thanks for joining me again, Bailey.
Yeah, Sean, we're back again, and it's going to be a good one. Thanks for sticking by us, guys, as we're now here for the Race Merch Midgets here. If you've just joined us, we're at Lanier Speedway on the dirt surface now. Well, it's going to show a quick track as we're getting on to the conversation we were having before, Sean. If you missed out, guys, we're having a quick chat about the speed of the midgets around such a short track and the momentum they'll have to carry through the corners.
Yeah, definitely. The speed in these, being that they are such a short wheelbase, they do get around this trick pretty handsomely. So we see people at the moment just trying to get a feel for where the track is at. We see a few people running high, see a few running low. We did see previously in the street stocks that low line being the quickest line. So expect that to change a little bit quicker in the midgets as they blow this surface off a lot quicker than the street stocks.
Yeah, the speed of these cars is definitely different, but the tyre difference is also. The Street Stocks had a bigger tyre, but we were using a lot more of the track around it, so these cars, being a few more cars out on track and a lot quicker, it will still blow off the surface very quickly. It looks like they're trying to keep the low side nice intact, but 1 and 2 is being brutally murdered at the moment.
So with 9 minutes left in the server, let's go through your championship for the Dirt Midgets here, sponsored by Race Merch. So again, like all the other series, extremely tight at the top here. So in first position, we currently have Bob King on 692 points, 3 wins for him, so definitely showing the way. Gavin Sadler is in second. Great drive from him. No wins yet, but still sitting in second position. Third place, Danny Vassell was last week our championship leader, but we did watch him have a little bit of a tricky night last week, and we see him fall down to third position. Fourth is Lewis Hewitt, and in fifth position is James Robbie. And tonight, Bailey, James Robbie is our spotlight driver.
Yeah, James Robbie in the 41 car tonight. Well, he'll be here tonight for the midgets and the WPC concreting sprint cars a bit later on in the night, Sean.
Yes, he will. And tonight we are going to try and talk to James live in car. So hopefully we can bring that to you under yellows in the feature. And we'll try and get him in a little bit later in this practice session. We'll just let him do a few laps and see what the track's like. And we'll try and get some real-time advice on this track.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit of background information. He comes from the Gavin Sadler racing team, and well, he's definitely a great little team there. They're doing a wonderful job in there, and we see him popping up here and there with some awesome results for themselves. He's got a few sponsors also, Sean.
Yeah, his sponsors are Race Merch, the series sponsor. So great to see Race Merch getting on board with personal drivers as well as the series. He also has design builders from, I believe, New Zealand. James Robbie is our counterpart from overseas, and he is a New Zealander, but obviously we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, he loves to head into the NASCAR series also. He likes a bit of oval racing. He's had some very good results there. And, well, he's had a few real-life wins and podiums along with that in the karting world. He comes from a bit of karting also, so a lot of kart guys coming into the iRacing service along with the dirt service. So, well, that's where they must get their speed from, Sean.
Yeah, karting is such a foundation for any form of racing, whether it be tar or on dirt. And as we can see, a lot of people from karting coming into the sim and doing really well.
Yeah, saying that, he got a really good win in the Eldora Extravaganza run by the NZSR League. He got first in the midgets, so, well, hopefully those results can transfer over him today, and hopefully he might be able to pull out a win in the midgets here tonight.
And as we talk about karting, actually, Zachary Phelan, definitely a very heavy karting background. He's currently our quick man at the moment in these hot lap sessions, setting a 14.067. Joel Berkeley close behind him with a 14.102, and Lachlan Smith in third of 14.109.
Very quick compared to the street stocks. These cars get round a little bit quicker, and well, those times are definitely showing at the moment. And Zachary Phelan, as you said, at the top of the tables in practice. Well, hot laps. We've got about 5.5 minutes left there, Sean. So, well, we might be able to bring in James Robbie and see what he's up to out in practice.
Yeah, let's see if James has run any laps. James, do you have a copy there?
Hey Sean, yes I do.
Hey James, running some laps here. What does the track look like?
It's nice and wide at the moment, it's good. There's still a low line. There's definitely a good mid. Oh, I just got on the fence. And there's a high line too, it's awesome.
Great to hear. So we have to check in with you through the night. Thank you for that track update at the moment, and good luck here tonight.
Cheers. Thank you.
While we're also on that, Sean, we'll be able to have a quick look at our race conditions for tonight. We're currently sitting on about a partly cloudy sky. It's about 22 degrees Celsius at the moment. No wind to be found. That's always good. And well, this track's about half a K, 0.53, and it's about 36.5 degrees for the track temp, Sean. It's going to slick it off tonight, and it's going to show some awesome racing. James Robbie's already said we're going to see 2 lanes.
Yeah, it's really good when the drivers can see that we've got 2 lines forming there, nice and high and low as well. So this is going to be a great race if we can get those same green flag laps that we got in the street stocks here in the midgets tonight. So let's run through your format just as we finish up hot laps here. So hot laps will finish in just over 3 minutes. Then we will move into time trials where each driver will get 3 laps on the track on their own. We then move into our heat racing. 8 laps, 5 will transfer through to our main. If you're not lucky enough to get into that 5, you will go into our consolidation race, which we call the B main. That will be 12 laps, and we will then take the top 5 from that B main and move them into the A main, where we will run 30 lap feature here tonight.
Definitely a very unique format, as we mentioned earlier on in the night, for the Australian Speedway Championships. And well, those heat races are going to be very crucial. You've got to get those passes happening very early on. And well, this track's very small, Sean. There's not many laps and not enough track room to actually get around these cars as quick as possible.
Yeah, as much as 30 laps sounds like a long time, when you're only doing 14, 15 seconds laps, those laps run out very quickly. So if you are going to make a move, if you are mid-pack, you are going to have to do it early. So look for, if we do have any of the back runners at the back, look for them to make those moves nice and early to make sure they can get up the front.
Saying that also, we'll go over the yellow flags, how they work. In heat races, we won't see any yellow flags, but coming to the final, we will see yellow flags on. So, well, hopefully we don't see any yellow flag runs. We might be able to see a 30 lap A main in green. That would be awesome to watch as well. Cars starting to single out. They definitely group back up in the final laps as they all start to get to that final position, lock themselves down and try and get a podium finish.
And while we were talking, Bailey, Bob King has gone quick time in hot laps, currently 14.055, but extremely close because Zachary Phelan did have that 14.067, and Joel Berkeley joins them now in a 090. So everybody looking to try and break that 13-second bracket. Will we see that broken in time trials?
Yeah, we'll have to see. They'll all put the best into it as quick as possible. Got about just over a minute of hot laps remaining for you guys, so well, we're not too far away from qualifying. We'll see some very quick times come out there, and hopefully we can break into the 13 brackets. It will be awesome to see. Bob King, Zachary Field and Joel Berkeley. They're most likely at the moment, all under a tenth away.
Yeah, just watching Bob King at the moment. He's running that high line through turn 1 and 2 and then coming back down through 3 and 4.
Another person to watch tonight, Gavin Sadler. He's currently down pit lane, the number 71 car, but he's 13th quick in hot laps. We'll have to see how his night turns out as he continually surprises us in the midgets along with the other two series with the speed he's got under the car. We've got about 20 seconds left in practice hot laps. Sorry, as the car's finalising where they want to drive the cars on qualifying. Looks like the high side's going very quick, but can they make that high side speed jump down to the bottom side against the wall and see if they can pick up an extra 2-3 tenths? Looks like Sean, the low side is just very slick at the moment through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's a much shorter radius, so obviously you want to try and get the cars wound up and flowing. So just a quick noticeable missing from this server currently. Lewis Hewitt hasn't joined the server, so that will hurt his championship position here if he can't make it out onto the track.
First one out on track, the number 97 car of Daniel Vassell. Also out on track at the moment, the 51 car of Bob King. He's into his first lap very early into turn 3 and 4. He sends it high against the wall, trying not to make sure he gets that 1X as he's running the higher side and gets it nice and low. There's a bit of a wet spot still through there, Sean.
Yes, there is. They're all trying to find that quick line. The timing charts are going nuts at the moment. They are flashing. Each car is getting quicker every lap that they turn. So that momentum is carrying up. Bob King currently a fast at 14.302. So a little bit slower than we saw them in hot laps here at the moment.
Quickly jumping on board with James Robbie, the number 41 car, our spotlight driver. He's currently in third position at the moment. He's on his final lap. He will see what he's got in store for us at the moment. Coming in turns 3 and 4, gets it nice and high on the track, making sure he doesn't hit the wall. Very long drive off the corner there. Can he go quicker? No, he'll sit in 4th position now. 14.510. Still, 42 car of Matt McCutcheon. He's in first at the moment.
Great time by Matt. That was a 14.189. So that was almost as quick as they are going in hot laps. So Bob King with that 14.0 in hot laps only managed a 14.3. So Matt Machuchin with a great time at 14.189 has that car dialed in tonight.
That's right. One of the final people to qualify, Joel Berkeley. He's in the number 9 car, TTL Esports car. He's turned into turn 1 and 2 for his final lap. 3 minutes of qualifying remaining. Top of the time board still, Matt McCutcheon. We'll see what Joel Berkeley holding the inside can do. Don't think he got too much practice though, so this will be interesting to see what he can do. Where's he come? Second. Just under a tenth. Slower than Matt up in first. Takes a bit higher this time by trying to get a bit of momentum for the final lap. Not to mention Ian Ford. He's currently in 17th. He's having a bit of a run tonight. We'll see what he's got in store for us and see if he can march his way through the fields. With Joel Berkeley, the final lap of qualifying, just can't get the exit he wants. He'll tip that one on his roof. Red flag out. Lachlan
Yeah, great
Smith,
lap by Match. Sorry about it, I just cut in.
Smith got the final lap for him. Can he go quicker? Doesn't look like he can, Sean.
Can't quite do it. Ryan Harris on the track, just finishing off his laps now. So just as I was saying there before, Matt Machuchin, absolutely great time of that 14.1. We know Joel Berkeley and Bob King are time trial masters. So for him to put that lap in there and be almost a tenth quicker than Joel and Bob, absolutely sensational lap.
Just waiting on the final people to qualify. Just over a minute 20. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Race Merchant Midgets. We're here at Lanier National Speedway. We're on the dirt track at the moment, and what a night it's been so far, Sean.
Yeah, it's certainly a great start to the night. That time trial session was a great session to watch. Lots of quick times. So as we put the checkered flag out on that time trial session, we will get your heat number 1 out onto the grid. And once they form up, we will go through that grid for you.
Just reminding anyone who's just joining us, 8 laps of heat. The top 5 will go forward. So, well, the first heat's got 9 cars again, Sean. The second one's got 8. Whoever's in the first heat's got a long march from the back.
Yeah, it does look like we will skip that B also, so everyone will make it through to the A. Most of the drivers will know that, and they are going to be driving forward in the heat just so they don't have to start further back in that main. So just to quickly go through your top 5 from time trials, Matt Matuchin, as we said, with that great time of 14.1, Joel Berkeley in second, Bob King third, Zachary Phelan fourth, and our spotlight driver for the night, James Robbie.
We'll head through the grid for heat race number 1. Matt Matuchin off P number 1 on his outside with a 51 of Bob King. James Robbie out of 3 with Peter Hunnebell out of 4. Out of 5 will be Lachlan Smith, and out on his outside will be Harry Edwards. Out of 7, Michelle Callow with 8 being Brendan Hamilton. Out of 9 will be Ian Ford. Heat 1 brought to you by the Race Merch and the midgets here. It's going to be a cracker for sure. Race number 1. What a front row lineup. Matt McCutcheon, Bob King.
Yeah, in that second row of James Robbie and Peter Hannibal, watch out for them to try and come through as well. So everyone just settling down here. We will have one more rolling lap before that pace car pulls in, and we are underway for heat number 1 here tonight.
Matt McCutcheon, Bob King. Bob King right up on the cushion to send the green. Pace car in. Green flag on the boards. Bob King gets the run on the outside over Matt McCutcheon. He dives to the outside. McCutcheon to the inside. Can Bob King get a run off the corner? He can. He'll get that P number 1. Coming in turn 3 and 4, but don't hold off. Matt McCutcheon goes to switch. Bob King on the inside. Oh, big rollover. Bob King into the wall. Will stay green.
Yeah, we saw Bob pushing that issue down the inside. They just touched wheels, and obviously, unlike the street stocks, we are in open wheelers here, and we saw those wheels touch that left rear onto the right front of Bob King, and obviously that right front had no chance with that left rear.
That's going to hurt the series points leader now. Matt McCutcheon, Harry Edwards, teammates 1-2 at the moment. Both on the outside. Up on the outside, James Robb, the spotlight driver. He's trying to get a bit of movement happening on the outside. Cannot get it going. Up on the inside, Peter Hunnebell. He gets up the inside of the 93 car, Brendan Hamilton. They're switching back and forth for position at the moment. Lap number 5 of 8. 3 to run on the board. Gavin Sadler racing at the moment on the outside of Peter Hunnebell. We head back up to the front. Matt McCutcheon now. He's got about 5 car lengths over his teammate, Harry Edwards. Peter Hunnebell again gets up at the 4th position. Harry Edwards in 2nd. Spotlight driver James Robbie trying to get a run off the corner now to see what he can do. Try and get on the back of Harry Edwards now, up on the highest side. We'll head into white flag next time by.
Yeah, Matt Matuchin running away with this nice and easily. He's just trying to dial that car in and watch the track and see what he's going to do for the A main, but he will lock himself into that A main and quite possibly start off the pole as we finish up heat number 1.
Race number 1, Matt McCutcheon locked in the win. Come off pole, was able to finish that one. Race Merch Midgets, race 8, number 1.
Your finishing order for race number 1, Matt Matuchin in first, Harry Edwards in second, third position, James Robbie, Peter Hannibal in fourth, fifth position, Michelle Calloway, and sixth position is Brendan Hamilton. Ian Ford in seventh Bob King doing a DNF as we saw him get into Matt on that early stage of the race, and Lachlan Smith having car trouble there, not finishing either in 9th position.
Well, very quick race there for sure. That was, a very quick 8 laps there. As heat race number 2 will now head out onto the grid. We'll do another 8 laps now, Sean, still. Or we'll go to the feature this time. And, 8 cars in this one. There won't be 9. Lockie Smith, unfortunately, having to put the car in the trailer for the night. And, we'll see what they've got here. We'll head through the grid for heat race number 2. Brought to you by the Race Merch. Starting off pole will be Joel Berkeley with Zachary Phelan out of 2. Brett Morris out of 3. Terry Marwood out of 4. 5 will be Scott Butler. 6 will be Ryan Harris. Gavin Sadler wanting a better result for in 7th. 8th will be Daniel Vassell. Well, they've all got to try and march their way to the front. And as you saw Bob King trying to do that very early on in heat race number 1. Sean, who do you think will win heat 2?
I mean, Joel off the pole, you definitely can't overlook him, can you? Such a great driver in this series, and expect to see him get the jump over Zach, but I'll stick with Joel for now, but watch out for Zach on that outside.
Yeah, Joel Berkeley currently 8th in the standings for the Race Merch Midgets. He'll want to get a good result, try and get up a bit higher, because Bob King, the points leader at the moment, was unable to get a good result in heat races. Now he'll have to start from the back of the A. We go green for heat number 2 of the Race Merch Midgets. Berkeley to a good start. Brett Morris on the inside to a good start. Zachary Phelan up the high side. They go too wide off the corner. Zachary Phelan's got to get that outside working. He's got nowhere. Oh, big one. Brett Morris. He goes upside down into Daniel Vassell.
Yeah, he just clipped that inside wall looking to get that a little bit too low. Unfortunately, just went up into Terry and Ryan Harris there, so he will be out DNF. He will be starting down the back with Bob King as we see Danny Vassell pulling up alongside Gavin Sadler, the 2 teammates racing hard.
Yeah, almost 3 wide into turn 3 and 4. They come off 2 wide. Daniel Vassell, Gavin Sadler now in 5th position. As they're going all around, very tight bunch at the moment. Single files out, and still your race leader of a race on lap number 5, Joel Berkeley. Joel Berkeley, Zach Phelan, Scott Butler, Vassell. Marwood goes up the inside. Can he get the position made on Gavin Sadler? Gavin Sadler gets a run off the corner. Joel Berkeley really goes to that wall, loses a fair bit of speed there. Now, Butler contesting, Phelan on the inside, trying to make that move past. It might not work. We got a car just losing a bit on the back. That looks like the Gavin Sadler. Still back up the front now. Phelan up on the outside. Butler on the inside. They go 2 wide along the straight. 2 with the run.
Just having a look at Joel Berkeley's car here, Bailey. If we have a look at that left front wheel, he is just carrying that through the corner, getting some great traction off that right rear and just lifting that front left as we see him go a little bit high on this last lap here.
Yeah, white flag raised last time by. We'll head into turn 3 and 4 to see the checkered flag drop for the Race Merch Midgets. Heat race number 2 goes to Joel Berkeley.
Great race from the front row there. Joel absolutely has that car hooked up tonight. As I was saying, that left front just carrying all the way through the corner. Absolutely beautiful to watch. Your final standings for heat number 2. Joel Berkeley, your race leader. Sorry, I've just lost those results. Zachary Phelan in 2nd. 3rd place, Brett Morris. Terry Marwood in 4th. 5th position, Scott Butler. 6th, Ryan Harris. Gavin Sadler in 7th. And 8th position, Danny Vassell.
Well, we'll get onto this grid for the feature race. Your A main race for tonight. I'll get onto that one very shortly. In the meantime, we want to see who you think will win it. We see you guys all around Australia. You guys get involved. Who do you think will win out the A main? Well, my tips will come out shortly. I'm sure Sean's will come out shortly. They're starting the grid up on the race. We'll head through your grid for the race now. Out of P number 1 will be Matt McCutcheon with Joel Berkeley starting on his outside. Harry Edwards and Zachary Phelan off row number 2. James Robbie, the spotlight drive, will start on the inside of Scott Butler. Pina Hunnebell out of 7 with Daniel Vassell out of 8. 9th will be Michelle Callow and 10th will be Terry Marwood. 11th, Brendan Hamilton with 12th being Gavin Sadler. 13th will be Ian Ford with 14th being Ryan Harris. 15th, unfortunate Bob King with Brett Morris starting out of 16th. Not starting tonight will be Lachlan Smith. He packed that car up into the trailer earlier on in the night.
Yeah, not sure what happened with Lachlan early in that heat. He did go out for the heat, but did not do a lap. So a bit unfortunate for him. He was hoping for a good show here tonight just to try and claw his way up that championship ladder a little bit more. So obviously that's the problem with racing, and he'll look to come back harder next week as our pace car pulls in. Joel Berkeley on the outside, Matt Matuchin on the inside. Matt Matuchin gets really close to that inside wall, but manages to get the run out. Joel on the high side, managing to stay with him. Have a look at Zachary trying to make the outside work. Yellow on the racetrack for the first time tonight.
That one originated from Michelle Callow. We'll get a replay for you guys. We're onto the replay at the moment. It was coming through turn 1 and 2 where the initial contact started. They just got bunched up a little bit too much and got together what looked to be the 97 car. Got a bit sideways, and that's where we've, unfortunately myself, have lost cut of the feed there. '97 of Daniel Vassell got into the Michelle Callow in the 46 car. Michelle's still out there in the 12 car. Meanwhile, Daniel Vassell's up in 8th position. Just unfortunate racing incident there, Sean.
Yeah, just looking at Bob King may have been involved in that, so not sure if he got any damage due to that, so we'll see how that pans out later. Hopefully there's no damage to that car and he can still make his way up through this feature, but unfortunate there for your championship leader.
Very unfortunate. For sure. The pace car truck lights go out. We'll go green on lap number 5. Single file restarts now. We're in the race merge midgets. The pace car pulls in. Joel Berkeley gets a good start over Matt Matuchin. Pulls away 2 or 3 car lengths. That will shorten back up Matt Matuchin on the inside on the slick line. Joel Berkeley gets a bit of a run on the outside. They go too wide down the back straight in turn 3 and 4. Matt Matuchin up the inside. Gets the slide job done. No, Joel Berkeley goes up the inside.
No love lost between these two. They are fighting really hard. Sliding underneath. Matt tries to get that inside to work, but Joel just with that little bit of a better drive out of the corner. Zachary Phelan in 3rd. Harry Edwards in 4th. Still looking to catch up to these two, but the race is out front at the moment as we go yellow again.
Yellow flag goes on the course. Michelle Callow involved in that one once again. We'll get a replay of that one. Sit tight with us.
Yeah, I just caught the back of that, and Scott Butler was turned around there too, so I saw him trying to get going again, so obviously involved in that as well.
Yeah, initial contact started from the 97 car of Daniel Vassell. He got together. Sorry, just trying to get a number with the number 10 car. Those two got together. It was Terry Marwood and Daniel Vassell. Sorry guys, they were the initial contact of that one. And it looks like the 94 car was also involved. Bob King was involved. Big incident.
Yeah, we just see Terry get some good drive mid-corner as Danny Vassell also got that same drive and just occupying that same bit of real estate there. Nowhere for Danny to go and just gets into the side of Terry.
Very unfortunate. Well, they'll still re-grid back up the majority of them. We'll get them going green again shortly. The pace car will go off. We'll send them green again. Joel Berkeley gets a nice start off the go. Gets a bit better start than last time. Blocks the inside of Matt Matuchin. Zach Phelan now. He's single file over the rest of his pack at the moment. James Robbie, Harry Edwards and Hunter Bell at the moment. Gavin Sadler, he's trying to push his way through the field at the moment. Jump back up front now. Matt Machuchin now. He's about 3 car lengths away at the moment from Berkeley. Yellow flag comes out for the 3rd time.
Yeah, Bailey, I think that was Ian Ford involved in that one there to bring out the yellow for the 3rd time tonight.
We're not quite sure why the yellow flag has come out. All cars look to be accounted for. Might have been a little bit of miscommunication from race control to the admin team here, but we'll see what will happen. We're on lap 14 at the moment, guys. Halfway home this time past the line for Berkeley, as the pace car will lead that one. Well, series leader Bob King, he pulls into pit lane. He will park it for the night. Huge controversy over that one, Sean. Just not his night.
Yeah, that's going to be rattle the championship standings, especially considering where Joel Berkeley is running at the moment. So let's see if Matt can do anything with Joel at the start as we go green. Joel gets a great start, but Matt tries to run down hard on that inside and get the run out of the corner. Joel Berkeley just flowing that car through at the moment. That car is working amazingly. So Matt in 2nd, Zachary Phelan in 3rd, hanging in there as well, but definitely a lot of pressure from Harry Edwards.
Yeah, Harry Edwards almost got in the back of James Robbie, our spotlight driver for the night. There's James Robbie loses a lot of speed. Oh, James Robbie goes upside down in 3 and 4.
Manages to keep it running and will not bring out the green flag. So that was a great save by him. Just got into the side of Harry Edwards there after he got a little bit loose coming into the corner.
Yeah, what damage will be under the hood of that car at the moment? He's trying to get that car back up to the front as quick as possible. He's got to chase down Ian Ford now. He's currently in 11th position, jumping back up now. We're on lap 20 of 30. 10 to run now. Turn 1 and 2, Machuchin, Berkeley. Really quick battle at the moment. These guys are flying around the track. Yellow flag once again comes out, Sean.
Yeah, James Robbie and Ryan Harris upside down, I believe. We'll try and get that replay to you shortly.
We
so just
get the replay on screen.
Looked like he did it all on his own there. Just
Gavin Sadler involved.
So Gavin Sadler just getting into Ryan Harris there, and unfortunate to put that car on its rooftop, and he is out for the night. Unfortunate end for Ryan Harris there, Bailey.
Yeah, not the way he wanted to end his night for sure. The number 12 car had a fair bit of speed under the hood. Well, for the majority of the night, he did very well. He will sit in 12th in the standings coming into this race, and that will very, very much impact him for sure, as he was on the back of Terry Marwood in the championship points, and he was trying to charge his way back up to the front and try to chase down. So a lot of guys in the contention for the series are in a bit of trouble.
As we are green again.
Sorry, green flag goes again. Lap number 24 of 30. Joel Berkeley gets back out in front again. Gets a few car lengths. A bit of wet spot that's forming in turns 3 and 4 at the moment. Matt Machuchin, he's on the back of him. 2 car lengths behind. Just trying to make sure he hits all his marks. Now, feeling under 5 from Edwards. Yellow flag comes out once again.
Ian Ford, that looks like Bailey. Just got a little bit loose through the slick and ran up high there and spun.
Not how he wanted to end the night for sure. There's that one unfortunately pulled out our 4th yellow for the night. Well, he'll get that thing refired. Still leading Berkeley, Machuchin, Phelan, Edwards, Morris. They're your top 5 at the moment. Lap number 27 of 30. Pace car lights are still out. We'll go time around one more time. We'll send them green on lap number 29. We'll go green, white, checker for the finish. Another race here, Sean. This is race 2, A main 2 of 2. We'll go green, white, checker both times.
Yeah, let's see what Matt has for Joel now. This is it. There will be no more chances. He will have to throw everything he has at it. We know that low line is the quick line at the moment. Will we see Matt try and go up high and surprise Joel around the top?
Not quite sure. They're getting a bit of attempt back in the tyres on the outside. The pace car lights will go off. Pace car in. Matt Machuchin goes with Berkeley. It's on for the lead. 2 laps to run. Berkeley blocks the inside of Machuchin. We got a bit of squirming going on back further in the pack. Berkeley now. We're going to focus on these guys. Machuchin just cannot get by him. He's got to get a run off the corner here. White flag drops for the final time for the race merch midget. As Machuchin goes high, tries to get a run down the straight. Can he get it done? Berkeley now needs to get a nice corner through here to hold off Machuchin. They tap wheels at the moment at the back. Berkeley will win the race merch midgets.
Great race there by Matt and Joel. Just Matt throwing everything he had at him. Joel just had an answer everywhere Matt put that car.
What a race. 30 laps of hard-fought battles as Joel Berkeley wins round 6 of the race merch midgets. Doing a bit of showing off on track at the moment. Saying he can drive these cars either way by the look of it.
Yeah, he likes to carry the right front just as much as he was carrying the left front in that race. So great win there by Joel Berkeley. That is going to jump him up the championship standings, especially with that DNF from Bob King. So definitely a hard night here in the midgets for Bob King. We will see him again in the 410 sprint cars. So hopefully he can turn his night around and make something of this night still.
Yeah, Bob King, very, very unfortunate for him. He got out very early in that race. He just didn't have the night he wanted, including that heat race. He had an unfortunate DNF in that one getting together. But, well, we'll go through the results, Sean.
So your first place finisher tonight for your race merch midgets in first position, Joel Berkeley. Matt Machuchin in second after a great race by those two. Zachary Phelan in third. He was there and thereabouts, but just couldn't get up to the front two. Had a great battle with Harry Edwards there, very close at the line. Harry Edwards in fourth position. Fifth place, Brett Morris. Danny Vassell, great drive from the back to get up into sixth position. Seventh, James Robbie, our spotlight driver. Gavin Sadler, Mr. Consistent, again in the top 10 in your eighth position. Peter Hannibal in ninth and Ian Ford in 10th. Your non-classified drivers tonight, Ryan Harris, Bob King, Terry Marwood, Scott Butler, Michelle Callaway, Brendan Hamilton, and Lachlan Smith not starting tonight, as we said earlier in the broadcast.
Unfortunately, 7 cars unable to finish the race. They packed it up nice and early, unfortunately, and they'll be on their way. We'll see a fair few of these drivers, guys, head into the WP concreting sprint cars a bit later on. But in the meantime, we'll get in the commentary box. We'll get on board with James Robbie. We'll see what he's got to say about that race. And Sean, well, you can take this one underway.
James, great race there. Finishing in 7th position. A little bit backwards. Bit of a tough race there for you tonight.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Made a mistake early on in the race and got caught up with Harry, which put me to the back. But yeah, just need a few more laps and would have been able to get a few more positions, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, that track proving a little bit tricky. That slick line coming in the middle of the race there and proving a little bit slick for you. Did you expect that to come in? Was your car tight or did you set up loose tonight?
So I set it up a little bit tighter thinking the slick would come in higher up the track, but it only got to mid-track. So, I mean, there was even, if you tried hard enough, there's still a little bit of a line down low. But I through the heat and through the feature, I was battling with entry oversteer, just rotating too much. Through the middle and exit, it was fine. But yeah, there wasn't enough track to run high. Everyone was too close to run the high line, so it was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, sounds like a tough night out there. Great recovery, though, after that spin to get to 7th position. Are there any sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, Design Builders, Manawa 2, obviously GSR and racemerch.com.au.
Thank you for your time tonight, James, and we will see you in the 410 sprint cars later on in the night.
Cheers, Sean. Thank you.
Well, Sean, James Robbie finished 7th place in the Race Merch Midgets. If you missed the finish, guys, you're missing an epic battle. Joel Berkeley was able to finish in P number 1. Well, for the Race Merch Midgets, that was an awesome race. In the meantime, guys, we want to make sure you guys head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/RRTV live. Check it out for all the latest results, upcoming events, and all our broadcasts. Bringing it to you guys here on this YouTube channel, Twitch page, and our Facebook page. In the meantime, guys, we're going to get ready for the sprint cars. So what we hope for you guys to make sure you tune in with us, stay with us, get a drink, and we'll be back shortly for the WP Conquering 410 sprint cars. The dark skies reign upon us. The lights are on here at Lanier National Speedway for the Australian Speedway Championships. we're back, guys. Thanks for sticking by us. We're here with the WP Concreting 410 Sprint Cars. And, well, back in the commentary box with me tonight will be Sean.
Thanks for that, Bailey. Great to see the 410s out on track again tonight. It's going to be very interesting on this short track. 900 horsepower, so 900 horsepower beast out on the track on this short track. Definitely expecting some great racing here tonight.
Yeah, the beast with wings. Well, these are a bit bigger from what we just saw, the midgets. We're now in the big boys for sure, and these guys will use the track to its full advantage for sure. Right up against the wall very early on in practice at the moment. 8.5 minutes left of hot laps to go, guys, and we'll get underway with qualifying. But in the meantime, we'll head through our series standings, our points standings. Sean will bring you that one very shortly.
Thanks for that, Bailey. So your WP Concreting Sprint Car Series points leader at the moment is Joel Berkeley, closely followed, only 14 points behind, by Bob King. Then we see a little bit of a gap, those two definitely pulling away from the rest of the field. But our spotlight driver tonight, James Robbie, sitting third in this 410 championship. Great run from him at the moment. Cody Morsk is in 4th position. 5th position, Lewis Hewitt. 6th position, John Schultz. 7th is Gavin Sadler. Jock Goodyear in 9th position, and Dylan Sharman in 10th. So a lot of drivers here tonight. I can see Daniel Gow making an appearance here tonight. So great to see him coming back into the 410s, Bailey.
Yeah, he'll show a lot of speed, I'm quite certain for sure, and see what he's got in store for a spotlight driver. James Robbie, he's up in 3rd position there at the moment, Sean, and he's, well, we'll see what he's got in store. He did a great race in the midgets just before. See if he can convert that one and bring it into the 410 sprint cars now.
Yeah, we spoke to him previously just after that midget race, and very disappointed that he made that mistake. So a lot of drive for him now to get that right, and I know he puts a lot of pressure on himself, so he'll use that to get himself a good run here in the 410s.
Big loss at the moment. Lewis Hewitt unable to make an appearance to the Race Merch midgets, and well, he's not out on track at the moment. His truck hasn't pulled into the track at the moment here for the 410 sprint cars. So, well, that could hurt his championship points very big, as Gavin Sadler is knocking on his door, along with John Schultz. They're both out on track.
Yeah, Daniel Gow definitely straight up to speed in this 410, currently sitting 2nd behind Bob King. 12.246 for Daniel, and Bob King quick time with 12.165.
Very quick laps, they're almost 2 seconds quicker than the midgets, and well, the horsepower is showing that one for sure as well. If you're just joining us for tonight, well, you've joined at a great time. One of the best cars to watch is out on track at the moment at one of the smallest and quickest tracks here on the iRacing service. If you're unsure what this is iRacing.com, the simulation service that's bringing you all our content. And well, these cars have just recently come in the last 24 months. Well, they're doing an awesome job. Well, with 5 minutes left of hot laps, Sean will head through the race details for tonight. At the moment out on track, they've got hot laps going on. Next, they'll go into qualifying. They'll have 5 minutes to throw down 3 of their quickest laps possible. Then, heat race number 1. Excuse me. Heat race number 1, heat race number 2, and heat race 3 will come out. 8 laps apiece with 5 transferring to the feature. Then we'll see the last chance, the consolidation, with 12 laps there, with 1 only transferring to the feature. And then we go to the big dance, the feature, the 30 laps.
Yeah, 30 laps in this sprint car, like we said, does sound like a lot of laps, but in a 410 doing 12-second laps, it is going to go very quickly. Just recapping last week, we did see one of our closest finishes and most exciting finishes here in the 410 sprint cars between Joel Berkeley and Jock Goodyear. Definitely a little bit of heartbreak from Jock Goodyear there, leading all those laps except for the last one, and actually except for the last corner. Joel Berkeley managing to turn a slide job into the race win.
Yeah, well, Jock Goodyear's trucks just pulled into the track. Well, up into the server now. He'll come out on track shortly and hopefully get a couple laps here in the hot lapping session. He will, again, I'm sure, show us some great speed. He's recently joined the real world sprint cars.
Yeah, just like many of our drivers here tonight, he is a 410 real-life sprint car driver, so bringing a lot of that experience to the sim and just showing how close this sim is to real life when sprint car drivers can just jump into the sim and put on some great racing with everyday sim races like last week.
Also, if you're just joining us, we'll quickly go through, well, our track settings. In our session at the moment, we're here in the USA, again in the Lanier National Speedway. We've got an overcast sky now at the night time with 21.7 degrees. It's dropped. No wind out on track, so that won't affect our racing. If we go over to our race information, we've got 0.53 kilometer track. Very, very short track compared to some of here. And along with, again, a 21.7 degrees track. So that's dropped 15 degrees, Sean.
Yeah, that happens as the sun comes down. We definitely see change in that weather. Going from daytime when we started at our street stocks to the nighttime racing here under lights at Lanier Speedway. As I'm just watching Bob and Gavin have a quick run in hot laps. Gavin looking strong here again tonight.
Yeah, well, Mr. Consistent, as we call him at the moment, because he seems to just have consistent results between the series. And while he's trying to get himself up the front of the field earlier on the night, excuse me, he seems to march his way through the field, through the heat races in the main.
Yeah, definitely count on him being there for the A-main tonight. So just having a look at our entries here, we do have over 20 cars, so it's a great turnout here tonight, exactly 20 cars actually. So that's a great turnout for the WP Concreting 410 Sprint Car Series, brought to you by Australian Speedway League Championship night.
So, round 6, just over a minute and a half of hot laps to go. These cars will finally get their final tune in where they want to run these cars in qualifying. Dare say, Sean, a fair few of these guys will run it up high where the most of the track time is. Well, they can run it low also, but does that compromise their exit speed?
Yeah, certainly up high for time trialing, down low for passing, so definitely watch for that slide job. We are going to say it a lot again tonight. We know on these smaller tracks it's so important to be able to pass. You can't pass around the outside when everybody's quick, so you've got to make that run down to the inside, slide up in front and take that position. The hard job of those slide jobs is trying to do it cleanly and not misjudging it and going into the side of your opponent.
That's for sure. And well, Joel Berkeley's, as we're talking, gone to the top of the timetables by 1.3 tenths. And well, that's a very quick lap. He could almost break the 11th.
Yeah, definitely looking at setting that car up to go into the sub-11s tonight. I'm not sure if we will see that, but hopefully, looking at these track conditions with that temperature staying low, there is a good possibility of it.
Just under 10 seconds of hot laps remaining. We'll send them out for qualifying. Once again, if you're just joining us, 5 minutes. They'll have 3 laps to get it done. Those will be the 3 of their quickest laps possible. These will set them up for the night to see where they start in their heat races. From there, the heat races will consider where they're going to finish in the main. But meantime, we're going to head out to qualifying now. See what car comes out first. Joel Berkeley He's out there very quickly.
Bob King also, Bailey, getting out onto the track nice and early, wants to lay down his quick times early in this session.
See what he's got in store, running the high side, really close to the wall at the moment. Lap 1 of 3, really high up in the wall, comes down the front straight. Lap number 1. Put into the top of the time board, 12.340. Berkeley though,
unfortunately touching the wall there and didn't set his time, so he will only have 2 laps now to set that quick time. Let's see what he can do now. Scott Butler moves into second position with a 12.571, quickly eclipsed by Ryan Harris with 12.524.
Berkeley, on the other hand, gets out of the car again. That's his qualifying over and done with. That car is a handful for him at the moment. Meanwhile, Zach Masters from the Street Stocks earlier on in the 95 car, he's on his 3rd lap at the moment. He's all sorts of trouble, crosses the line, hitting the wall. He'll finish in 9th position. But Ian Ford, well, we don't see that name often in the dirt, but he's in 8th position at the moment. He's thrown down a very quick lap of 12.872.
James Robbie up into 3rd. Sorry about it, James Robbie up into 3rd position, 12.56.
Out on track at the moment, Jock Goodyear. See what lap he can do. Lap number 3 now. Got to make it count. He'll cross the line. Goes 2nd quick. Sean, well, that was a very quick lap from Jock Goodyear. There's still a few cars to qualify. But saying that, some of these guys have just hit the wall and iRacing Services declined their lap. Car still out. Qualifying includes Gavin Sadler, who's now just finished. We'll quickly gather who's left to run.
Daniel Gow to the top, quick time with a 12.270. Great time there by Daniel Gow, putting Bob King into 2nd position, Jock Goodyear in 3rd, Ryan Gorton in 4th, and Ryan Harris rounding out your top 5.
Very quick at the moment out there. The times are flying. Unable to get into the sub-11s at the moment, unfortunately. There's the only car not putting a lap time down will be Joel Berkeley.
What's interesting though, Bailey, is Joel Berkeley is out on that track, so he's obviously jumped back into pit lane, made some changes, and now he's just doing a bit of testing, getting ready for that heat race here tonight. So Joel obviously just not quite happy with that car, as we saw him touch the wall each time and then abort his time trial run.
That's right. Only having 20 cars here, guys, tonight. Well, we're only going to do 2 heat races once again. Heat race 3 has been taken off the books. Well, heat race 1 is being set. We'll get underway with the grid very shortly as these cars, well, start to get put on track at the moment. A very quick qualifying session, Sean.
Yeah, Daniel Gale with a great job there. He was running that wall and made it work to perfection with that quick time in time trials. So we will see him start off the front row here of heat number 1.
Well, heat race number 1 will get underway with the grid now. 10 cars a heat race number 1. Daniel Gow will start off P number 1 with Jock Goodyear, the young gun, out of P number 2. 3 will be Ryan Harris with Scott Butler out of 4. Out of 5 will be Brendan Hamilton, with 6 being Gavin Sadler. 7 Ian Ford. 8 will be Billy Ryan. 9th George Fullerton, and out of 10th for heat race number 1 of the WP Concrete, Daniel Page.
Pace car rolls away. As we've seen tonight, very short pacing laps here, so not a lot of time until we go racing. Who is your pick for heat number 1, Bailey?
The speed coming out of Daniel Gow, well, you'd have to pick him, but Jock Goodyear on the outside might get the run if he can get a good start. I reckon Jock Goodyear could do this one. I'm going to have to put it on Jock Goodyear. Guys, before this race starts, we want to know, who do you think will win this heat race number 1? We've had our producer Bernie, he's put in Jock also, he's alongside me. Sean, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the second row. Scott Butler looking good here tonight, so I will say Scott Butler for the win here in heat number 1.
Well, the pace car lights are out. We'll get ready to send them green to Flag Racing. The pace car will pull in for heat race number 1. 8 laps on the board. Daniel Gow, Jock Goodyear to send them away. Daniel Gow on an amazing start. Now on the inside, Ryan Harris, and now on the outside, Jock Goodyear. Daniel Gow gets a nice start, hits the wall, upside down goes Daniel.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there. He tried to put it in, didn't quite grab the cushion. That right rear grabbed the wall, and he has been sent over the fence. No yellows here once again in the heat, so we will continue racing. Your new race leader, Ryan Harris.
On the outside, Jock Goodyear still trying to get it done at the moment. Brendan Hamilton in 3rd, Billy Ryan in 4th. Bit further back in the pack, Gavin Sadler in 8th, and well, he's having a bit of a situation at the moment, trying to get past Ian Ford on the inside at the moment. Also in there is George Fullerton.
Great battle up front. Ryan Harris holding that inside line. He hasn't gone to the top line. Still holding his own with Jock Goodyear. Jock Goodyear's just getting into that wall. That's hurting his momentum. He needs to keep it smooth if he's going to get the run and the heat win here from Ryan Harris. Ryan Harris doing a great job on that inside as we see them pull alongside. But again, that wall hurting Jock Goodyear as he runs up into it, and he has spun.
Jock Goodyear is, well, out of the race. That's 2 out of the front row has gone. Ryan Harris now leads on lap number 7 of 8. Will go 1 to run. White flag goes dropped by the man with the flag. Brendan Hamilton, well, he just pickpocketed a couple positions this race. And Ryan Harris, will pull it through 3 and 4 for the final time of heat race number 1. And he will win that one. Brought to you by WP Concreting, the 410 Sprint Car. Heat race number 1.
Yeah, great drive by Brendan Hamilton there. We don't see him up the front often, so for him to finish second in that heat, that was a great drive by him, and just showing what that practice that he's been putting in has paid off, and finishes second in that heat. Let's go through your final finishing order. Ryan Harris managed to finish first from your 3rd position. 2nd is Brendan Hamilton. 3rd position, Scott Butler. Gavin Sadler up into 4th. 5th position, Ian Ford. George Fullerton in 6th. 7th, Billy Ryan. Daniel Page in 8th. Your non-finishers, Daniel Gow and Jock Goodyear, after hitting that wall trying to run the high line.
Not the way they wanted to finish that heat at all. Well, we'll head over to heat race number 2 now. This run will be locked out front row by Synergy Sim Racing and the Trackstar Raceway vehicles. 51 car of Bob King will take out P number 1. The second will be Ryan Gorton. Out of P number 3, James Robbie with Michelle Callow. Out of P number 4. Out of P number 5 will be Cody Morosky. And out of P number 6 will be John Schultz. Zach Masters will come out of P number 7. P number 8 will be Daniel Vassell. Dave Douglas will come out of 9. And the man to watch, Joel Berkeley, comes out of 10. Well, Sean, Joel coming out of 10. What can happen from here? Can he go forward? Can he get those positions? Or is it just going to be a disaster, just like qualifying?
We definitely know Joel has it in him to come forward, so don't underestimate him coming forward. It is a little bit tough trying to get through this field, but he does have the skill, he does have the car under him, so watch for him to come forward. But I don't think there's going to be enough laps for him to get up to Bob and Ryan at the front.
Not at all. The pace car track lights go out. Synergy Sim Racing lockout for heat race number 2 of the WP Concreting. As that pace car will come in, pace truck, will come in this time by Synergy Sim Racing. They're away. Bob King leads. Great start on the inside, but James Robbie in the 41 car, that's Bottler driving the night. Single file on the inside. They just try to work their way up. James Robbie to the inside. He gets up the inside of Ryan Gauntlet at the moment. He gets past Bob King. What a move. The switch happens at the moment. A bit of Joel Berkeley's upside down along with Ryan Gauntlet in the background. But don't hold your hats because James Robbie takes the lead over Bob King, Morosky, Vassal, Callow, Schultz, Douglas, Masters at the moment. Bob King got to try and make it work now on the outside. Needs to not get wrapped up into the wall.
Again, in this second heat, we're seeing that inside line just being the easier line as Bob gets into the wall. That's going to give James Robbie a nice, healthy lead in this heat. Just making that inside work. That car is looking amazing on the bottom line at the moment.
Jumping back a little bit further at the moment, we look at Morosky. He's holding off Daniel Vassal at the moment, Michelle Callow. You can see that beautifully presented number 97 at the moment. In all sorts of trouble at the moment as McCallow goes around the outside, needs to keep it nice and clean. Does so. Oh, the 97 gets into the 78 of John Schultz. And well, those guys are in all sorts of trouble. We'll stay green flag racing. Back up ahead, not quite sure what happened to Robbie there. He's out and he's had an incident too. Bob King back into the lead of lap number 7 of 8. We'll have to get a hold of James Robbie after this to see what exactly happened there. The 51 car on the final lap, the white flag drops as he comes down the back straight to turn 3 and 4 for the final time of heat race number 2. Your winner for the WP Concreting, Bob King.
Yeah, just looking at James there, it doesn't look like anything happened. That car, I think he's missed fuel or something because the car just didn't drive off of the corner and it just went quiet on him. So very unfortunate after such a great drive to get to the lead of that heat race.
Yeah, well, we've got a show for you. Fireworks out on track as we get ready to send our A main. We'll skip the B main, the last chance dance. All 20 cars will go to the A. We'll get the grid underway very shortly for you guys. Stick with us. We've got 30 laps on the board. We want to know who you think will win this one. Put it in the chat. We'll get our who we think will win this one just after the grid. So we'll head through it in a moment's time. Sean, well, the heat racing was very, very quick.
Yeah, as it does on these short tracks. So we're looking at getting this A main underway very quickly as well tonight. Your front row is looking very promising. Ryan Harris and Bob King, this is going to be a great show.
That's right. Now to 3 and 4, Brennan Hamilton, Cody Morosky. Out of 5 will be Scott Butler with Michelle Callow. Gavin Sadler and Dave Douglas will make up the 4th row with Ian Ford in the top 10 with John Schultz. George Fullerton out of 11 with Zach Masters out of 12. Billy Ryan, he's out of 13th with Robbie in 14th. Robbie had a good heat race, unfortunate finish. 15th, Daniel Page, Vassal. Goodyear will start out of 17th. Gordon, Ryan Gordon out of 18th, 19th. Daniel Gallen running out your top 20 will be Joel Berkeley. Well, I'm going to put my money on Ryan Harris. We'll get it. We want to know what you guys think. Sean, what about yourself?
Bob, obviously the man to watch here, leading the championship as we go green, and Bob gets a run on the outside, but Ryan Harris sticks on the inside, side by side down the back straight. Ryan sticking to that inside, trying to make that inside work. Bob King gets the run around the outside, side by side again. Cody
wide into the corner. 3 wide, Bob King on the outside, trying to get by Ryan Harris. We're seeing the cars 2 wide at the moment. If you're stuck on the inside, you're in all sorts of trouble, but not to worry, Ryan Harris. He's up the inside of Bob King, trying to make it work, but Bob King gets around him now. Ryan Harris now, still on the bottom, needs to slot back up the top to get a bit of momentum going to try to get the speed. Morosky, Hamilton following close behind. Michelle Callow now, up on the high side, trying to get by Hamilton. At the moment, Michelle trying to make it work on the outside, getting it work. And if we jump back a little bit further on now, Zach Masters in the 15 car over Ian Ford. having an awesome battle. They're all over it. Joel Berkeley starting. Yellow comes out. Yellow comes out for Daniel Pay. Sorry, excuse me. Billy Ryan, my mistake. In the 33 car, upside down. We'll go to a replay. And that one looked like quite a violent ride there. We're on a replay at the moment for you guys. And it looked like he just got into the back of the 46 car. And, well, that's not the way he wants to end his night for sure. The 46 car looks the way he... Michelle looked like got away nice and clean, but he got caught up with the 97 car. And that was put him on his roof, and iRacing physics took over from there, Daniel.
Yeah, that slick line looking a little bit slippery there. We're just seeing people sliding up. There's not a lot of room. There's a lot of cars on this track. Just keeping an eye on your back quick, guys, for tonight. Joel Berkeley already up to 10th. Following him is Jock Goodyear in 11th. So those two looking to come forward very quickly and already doing so.
Battling their way through the pack, Bob King, Harris, Murowski, Hamilton, Callow, pace truck in lights on the track. Green flag racing Bob King's away. Gets a nice run in the turn 1 and 2, but watch out for Harris. He's up the inside at the moment. Yellow comes out very quickly.
Daniel Gow, the cause of that yellow by the looks of it. All on his own, just gets into that outside opening on the high line, and that will put an end to his night. That's definitely done some diff damage, Bailey.
Not the way he would have wanted to end his night. That car for CG Sim Racing will head into the track. He will get out there and watch his teammate Bob King now in the 51 car try and make it work. He's got Harris on his tail very hot at the moment. Murowski though, Cody Murowski, he's up there. He's fighting these guys really well at the moment. Just needs to get a really good start at the moment as the pace car truck lights are still on. They'll go off this time by
Brendan Hamilton still holding his own. He's in 4th position. He's having a great night tonight in that GSR 93 car.
Will come down the back straight. Restart number 2. We'll send them off on lap number 13 of 30.
Bob King up high, gets a good start. Ryan can't quite go with him. Bob pulls 2 car lengths as we look at Cody try to get a run on the inside of Ryan Harris. Not able to do it at the moment. Still running that mid line. Ryan Harris has moved from that low line up to the high line, trying to follow Bob King around that high line.
Yellow light comes back out. Harris just did not look comfortable up on the top side at all. All sorts of trouble up there by the looks of it. Meanwhile, his teammate Joel Berkeley, he's charging his way. He's in the top 10 at the moment. Pace car will come on out in front of Bob King. We'll settle down. We'll find out what happened exactly for you there.
George Bulletin did get up into the high groove there and hit the wall, so I believe he may have brought the caution out. We're just looking if there was a second incident there as well, but George looks to have brought that yellow out.
Yeah, it looks like he got into the 41 of James Robbie, our spotlight driver for the night. He's currently sitting in 13th position, and that one looks like that one really hurt Fullerton there in the 500 car. Well, over the last few weeks, he hasn't had the exactly the luck he's wanted, but well, he's hanging in there at the moment. 51 car Bob King leads us away. Lap number 17 of 30 at the moment. Remembering, we're going to go green again. Hopefully we can get a few green flag laps on the board. Harris, Murowski, Hamilton, Callow. That's your top 5 at the moment. Pace truck will come off this time by Harris on his tail. Doesn't get the start. Murowski up the inside of Harris along the straight. Bob King gets a nice lead. Murowski up the inside of Harris. Can't get the run he wants. Now, Hamilton trying to battle on the back there. Berkeley's in on the action now, gets a huge slingshot around the Callow at the moment. Now, 4 of them to the inside. Berkeley on top, needs to make sure it works and doesn't get into the wall. 93 car of Brendan Hamilton's now on the low side with Michelle. Berkeley slingshots around all 3.
Gets into the wall a little bit on that backstretch. That hurt his momentum, and they get together. Coming out of turn number 3, Joel manages to keep it going, but Cody definitely the worst off in that situation there. A little bit unlucky. Tried to close the door on Joel, but Joel did not give him an inch, and they came together and went into the wall.
How fast was Berkeley? Holy, he was quick. We'll get a replay of that one, as that will end Joel Berkeley's night. Damage, but coming off that corner, just had nowhere to go. Morosky slid up on the track, and well, the right rear just went into the front of that car, and that was all over for the 2 of them, as Cody went upside down. We're just trying to see if any other cars were affected in that one. Jock Goodyear got into the wall a little bit. He was able to hold on to it, and that looks to be about it. Wow, wow, wow. Jock Goodyear also pulls the pin on the car for the night. Berkeley, Goodyear, both pulling the pin. Daniel Page also out. Cody Morosky, he's out. So we shortened. We also saw Daniel Gow and Billy Ryan out. Well, we shortened the field down, Sean, the 14 cars. Pace car comes off, the green flag drops. Bob King goes early, Harris follows. Needs to get on the tail of him very quickly. Lap 24 of 36 to run. Now single filing out the field a little bit now.
Ryan Harris trying to make that inside up to the high work. He doesn't look happy on that high line. Not sure if he needs to move that wing a little bit and possibly go back down to where he was quick on that inside, but definitely looks like he's committed to the high line as we go yellow once again. Scott Butler involved in that one.
Replay on screen for you guys of the 97 car. Daniel Vassell had a wild ride there. Coming off the corner, got together with the 93 and the 94 car of Scott Butler, and that one will, geez, that was a wild ride, and definitely wouldn't be wanting to be on the seat there. Scott Butler calls it a night. We'll see Daniel Vassell still in the race. He's missing half his cup though, Sean.
Yeah, he's going to try and keep going, but I think the inside, the hit on that inside wall is just going to be too much. As we can see, no front wing, no bonnet, so I'll be surprised if he's able to finish the race with that car.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here as we've gotten lap 27 of 30 now. Bob King still leads Harris. Harris is in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Michelle Callow's on his back. They'll come down the back straight. Pace car truck lights are out. King, Harris, Callow, Schiltz, Masters. Zach Masters battles his way up into the top 5 now. Brendan Hamilton's dropped out. Pace truck lights go out. King goes early. Harris needs to follow. 3 wide coming across the line a bit further back. Callow, Hamilton, Masters all involved. King now, green, white, checkered flag race here. Harris up on the high side. Callow to the inside. Bob King comes to the flag, to the white flag. The drop. Now, Harris needs to hold on to this one as Michelle Callow's coming fine. Schiltz up the inside. Bob King's going to get a hold of this one. Bob King comes off 4. Wins the WP Concreting 410 sprint cars.
Ryan Harris with a great job there in second. Didn't do too bad considering we were mentioning how much he looked like he was struggling on that high line, so great job for second. Michelle Calloway third there, so great drive as well.
Bob King popping a bit of monos down the front straight. What a celebration and what a night for him. He's picked that one up beautifully after the midgets, and he'll do a victory lap. Trying to not hit Callow and Schiltz.
Definitely NASCAR style here, running backwards around the track. doing it for the fans here tonight. These drivers do appreciate all the support they get from the fans out there. So thank you for tuning in tonight. The drivers definitely appreciate it.
Well, we'll get underway with our full race results. Sean?
Bob King, your race leader and winner here tonight for round number 6. Second position is Ryan Harris. Third, Michelle Callow. John Schultz with a great drive in 4th. He came up from 10th position. 5th, Ian Ford. He came from 9th. 6th place was Ryan Gorton. Gavin Sadler finishing inside the top 10 in 7th. 8th, Dave Douglas. George Fullerton managing to come up to 9th position. 10th, Zach Masters. And in 11th, being classified, James Robbie. Your non-classified drivers, unfortunately, Brendan Hamilton there going a lap down, finishing in 12th. 13th, Danny Vassell managing to finish with all that damage on the car. Quite amazing there. Going back through your non-classifieds, Scott Butler, Joel Berkeley not able to finish, Jock Goodyear, Cody Morsk, Daniel Page, Daniel Gow, and Billy Ryan.
What a race that one was for sure. And well, Bob King led 29 laps of that 30-lap race, and he put it down in style. Rode the cushion very beautifully for that one, Sean. And well, I can see you're down in pit lane with him at the moment for an interview.
I do have Bob down here. Bob, great drive tonight. Again, watching you drive that wall, it's definitely a fine line, and you have mastered running that fine line.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Wasn't a too bad race. We managed to be able to get a decent start and just control the race from the front.
Yeah, we saw early Ryan giving you a little bit of run on that inside line. He was definitely trying to make it work. You just couldn't get the run out of the corners. Did you think about going down to the inside?
I think the bottom may have been faster. I sort of had that in the back of my mind. Thought if I need to do it, I'll try the bottom. I think it's got speed, but managed to keep the gap out front and really didn't have to look around the track too much.
Yeah, as we saw that slick line started to get a little bit too much on the bottom, and we saw that high line come in. So much drive around the top of these small tracks. Just for the fans out there, how hard is it to drive that high line in these 410s on a short track?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Very rarely are you actually pushing 100%. You will end up in the fence if you try. You sort of, if you do get to the front, you just sort of moderate and try and watch your gap, because it is very easy to step over the edge and die. There was an update last night, so the track surface was a little bit different for us tonight. So it was a bit different to get your head around, but it's still pretty much top dominant, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of thinking on the fly there, so hard when they do change that track surface without too much of warning. But you dialed that car in great tonight. Great race, and yet again, your 4th win in this series. Is there anybody you'd like to thank again?
The guys at Synergy Sim Racing, Trackstar Racewear, and the Speedway Shop. Couldn't do it without your support. Gavin and the guys at ASL for putting on as always, and you guys for broadcasting.
Thanks for your time, Bob, and a great win out there tonight.
Thanks, guys.
There we have it, Bailey.
Well, Sean, I'm down in pit lane at the moment with Ryan Harris. He came home in 2nd tonight. He had a wonderful run, had a bit of trouble in the second half of the race, was able to hold on to it. Hello, Ryan.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, mate. Awesome run tonight, mate. Coming home in 2nd behind Bob King. You did an awesome run there. Really good start to the race. And the bottom side was working. Why did you get up to the top?
Yeah, it just seemed like as the race went on, I could have stayed down, but I knew I wasn't going to gain anything on Bob. I just sort of had to go searching for the pace. So I was happy to go up there, see what we could do, and just survive by the time that I could realise that Bob was just too good up top. So yeah, no, it was a good night overall.
Yeah, the top just didn't seem to work with you today. Was the car set up for the bottom? Was the car set up for the middle? It just had a bit of trouble up the top when you got up in the wall. You hit that wall a couple times and it looked a bit scary for you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hairy up there. You've got to be so on the ball with it. Like most of the time that I've practiced, I haven't practiced too much up there. So knowing that and recent finishes in this class, I just had to make sure to get the result that we needed and keep it straight. So yeah, the bottom was working. I was comfortable down there, and yeah, it looked like we just came up short. So
Yeah, well, that's for sure. Well, the inside definitely was that. Before we let you go, mate, have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
for sure. You know, it's a massive effort for the TTL boys. We put a lot of time into this. So you've got to thank Ash Media, Hyperstimulator.com, SimSpec Engineering, Highline Motorsport, Dye Designs, Down Under Graphics, and anyone that sort of helps out and gives tips it's always appreciated. And thanks for putting on the show.
Yeah, no worries, Ryan. Thank you very much. That's second place getter for the WP Conquering, Ryan Harris. Well, Sean, I hear you're down in pit lane at the moment with Ian Ford.
I do have Ian Ford down here with me. Ian, great to see you on the dirt here tonight. A little bit of a different experience for you.
Yeah, I've had I've had a fairly solitary life on tarmac the whole entire time, so I thought I'd jump in and give it a go. Gave the midgets a bit of a go because I'd done a few races today in the officials, and those midgets are awfully difficult. But 410 sprint car, that's definitely the way to go.
Yes, it's definitely a different change, even from the midget to the sprint car, and then obviously such a big change coming from tar to dirt. Reading the track conditions here tonight, did you have much sort of background on how to read a track condition?
I know a fair bit just from the generally going to the speedway, that sort of thing, and what I've learnt in the past. But it's a different thing knowing it than racing it. And I did find that the high line was working a hell of a lot better around here, but it came to a point where you're pretty much having to grind the rear off the car to do it. But no, I had plenty of fun, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely a baptism of fire having to run that wall. It is a daunting thing and very hard to get right lap after lap. Congratulations on your 5th position here tonight. So that was a great turnout for you. So we hope to see you in further championships rounds of the Australian Speedway League. Is there anyone you'd like to thank quickly?
Before I thank anyone, it's I'd like to apologise to James Robbie. It's I pretty much dumped him in the last lap there. I just came off the high side with too much speed and just kept my foot planted thinking that he was going to slide down the track a bit more. So yeah, it's probably his 5th place instead of mine. But other than that, just like to thank Tim Ryan for obviously giving me a setup that actually did somewhat decently in my hands. Logitech, Modem Simulations, and obviously you guys and the organisers. It's been one hell of a night. I'm pretty sure I'll be back next week if they allow me.
Great to hear that you will be back, and I'm sure James has heard your apologies, so thank you for that, and thank you for your time tonight, Ian.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
Bailey.
Sean, I am down in pit lane with Michelle Callow. The 46 car come home in 3rd place tonight, and well, the 46 car was all over the back of Harris. Welcome to RRTV.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, awesome run tonight, Jackson. You did an amazing job there. You're all over the back of Harris at the end. I thought you might have had him.
Yeah, I see him coming up, and no, I was happy to sit there and get 3rd.
Yeah, well, that car looked dialed in from the start there. You seemed to be able to run the spot on the track you were looking to point it. And did you have any troubles coming through the race throughout the night?
Yeah, the car was pretty hooked up. I was having trouble to get into the 3rd spot there, but the guys were clean race all night, so well done.
Yeah, we had a fair few green flag runs there, which really helped a lot, and especially at the start there, we had a 12 lap, I'm pretty sure, 11 or 12 lap green start there. How'd you find starting the race? Did you find the car just wanted to put it on a wheel stand for you, or were you able to keep it settled?
It was pretty easy to keep it settled. I was just more avoiding the other guys, really, because it was all tight on a small track.
Yeah, well, fair enough, Jackson. Before we let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Just TV installations, and you guys are putting on a great night.
Well, thank you very much, Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your 3rd place finisher in the 46 car. Wonderful night for Jackson there. Well, Sean, what a night of racing. We're able to see 3 different events. There's Down Under Graphic Street Stocks, the Race Merchant Midgets, and along with the WP Conquering Sprint Cars.
Yeah, yet again, drivers putting on a great show for the fans here tonight. We do see that night in, night out. And as we see these drivers racing more and more with each other, the racing is just getting better and better. So as we wrap up tonight for the Australian Speedway League, that will not be all for RRTV broadcast. Tomorrow night, we'll see the ANZ car Thursday night Thunder. That will be starting at 8:40, and they will be at Richmond. Following on from that, on Friday night, sees the Australian Online Supercar Championship from Mid-Ohio, the Mid-Ohio 650, and that will be starting from 7:15. So as much as our Dirt Series ends here tonight, plenty more racing on RRTV to come, Bailey.
That's right. Friday night in the Australian Online Supercars Championship, they'll see 179 laps of supercar action. So don't miss that. There'll be some quick laps, just like we saw tonight. And very fast cars, some of the best drivers in the Oceanic area, along with the Australian area. Sean, it's been a pleasure tonight commentating alongside you, and we've done an awesome job. I'm sure Bernie Weemans behind the camera did another amazing job, as he always does. Before we let you guys go, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and making sure you go check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/RRTV Live. Make sure you go check out the Twitch page. Also, we stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/RRTV Live. And check us out on Facebook. Again, we stream on all 3 services for your guys' viewing pleasure. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed it. We hope you guys enjoyed our coverage tonight of all 3 events. Once again, the Down Under Graphics, Street Stocks, Race Merchant Midgets, and the WP Concreting 410 Sprint Cars. Before we let you go, guys, on behalf of Bernie Weemers, Sean and Hare, I'm Bailey Hall. Good night.